I have to tell you, yesterday's fellowship was off the chain. It was really, you have to not want to get better in any way in order not to be helped in those fellowships, our fellowships on Sunday mornings at 11 a.m. Pacific time, 2 p.m. Eastern time. rebuildingtheman.com/church. If you were there or online watching it, you were helped, unless you just didn't want to be helped. And I know there are people who watch the meeting and maybe even attend the meeting. Well, yeah, definitely attend the meeting. They don't really want to be helped. It feels good when they first hear about it, sound good. But soon as some pain comes, anger or whatever, it's a whole different story. They forget about it. But for those who want to overcome, if you did not get help yesterday, it ain't meant for you. Really. And the truth is not meant for all people, because all people don't want the truth. They don't want it. They love the lies. They love the misery. And they love trying to hurt others because they love hurting themselves. But yesterday's meeting was mind-blowing. I love the fellowship because I learned so much. As I'm teaching, I'm being taught. I listen closely and I watch people as they're speaking. You'll be stunned at what you see, and they don't even know you see it. And then you won't judge it because now you understand. It's not them. It's not them. They think it's them, but they're not. So one of the things that we dealt with yesterday was words. And I mentioned in my opening statement something like, there's good and there is evil. There is the lie and there is the truth. And you can't participate in both. You can't serve but one. You can't serve back and forth. You can't be of good and then be of bad and then be of good. You're only a one or the other. It's just the way it is. And I know your mind, which is of the evil, would tell you that, oh, you can be good and you can be bad. You can be nice and you can be bad. It's not true. Even the Bible tells you that. You can only serve one master. And until you're born again of the truth, Satan is your God. Whether you know it or not, admit it or not, Satan is your God. You're an angry, evil, out of control person. I mentioned how human beings treat each other. It's mind-blowing. But I understand now because I know what's going on. And it was deep yesterday. So I mentioned words. Children of God, children of the light, children of the truth. Those who have truly been born again cannot, will not, is not, will not be affected by words. And if you are being affected by words, then you're lost. You're lost. If you can get angry or emotional or you cry or whatever, you are lost. Now, in your mind, you may be thinking you're found, but you're not. Because you're affected by words in your imagination and outside of you, inside of others. And long story short, I suggest you watch it. You can podcast it, yesterday's meeting, all the meetings, but rebuildingtheman.com/church. Podcast it, because I'm not going to be able to give you the whole thing today. What's up? But I mentioned the word betrayal. Have you been betrayed? And have you betrayed others? It was a very, very, very interesting discussion. And maybe a couple reasons that I dealt with that word betrayal. Number one is that hardly a day go by in counseling when I'm counseling with men and women around the world, either by phone, Skype, or walk-in. Everyone I counsel with have been and are being affected by words. Oh, speaking of words, I got a brand new biblical question. I forgot. The brand new biblical question. Why should anything upset you at all? Why should anything upset you at all? We don't have the video yet, but it's coming. That's the brand new biblical question. Is a doozy. But back to my conversation. All people are affected by words until you overcome it. And so I mentioned that yesterday, and I knew everybody in the whole building would have been betrayed or betrayed someone. And then so I mentioned it because I counsel with a lot of people, and they are like devastated by that. Some when they do it to others, but especially when it's done to them. And so I mentioned it because everybody talk about it. They tell me about it. But and the other reason I mentioned it because there was this woman out of Minnesota who used the N-word, nigga-rah-rah word, nigga-rah-rah, not the other word, nigga-rah-rah. And as a result of that, the people went nuts over it. Some people. They pretended that they were affected by the N-word. And they're so accustomed to overreacting to that word, and they don't know that word, first of all, that word really doesn't hurt anybody anyway. It's all an act at this point. It's not even real. There's not one person on earth that is affected by the so-called N-word. It's just an overreaction from being trained to overreact. It's an unconscious overreaction. That word is at this point. But a lot of people pretending to be hurt by that word, and they went after this woman for using it, and it appears that she didn't care that they went after her. And if that is true, it was delightful to see that. Because I've been saying to white people for years now, over 30 years, that they need to get over the fear of words, period, but especially the so-called N-word. Because the social justice makers, there are a group of people who create social justice people and anti-racism people. And they use these people to get money and power, to pass laws and do that, to take our taxes. It's the same as DEI now. Their whole life is about creating DEI people, social justice people, anti-racism people, which is all an illusion. It's not even real. But because people are not in control of their own lives, they think it's real. And they just automatically react to it, even if they don't feel anything about it. But for the first time in a long time, I'm sure I've seen this before, this particular woman did not care. It didn't bother her. And because she was not affected by that word, she moved on with her life so far, it appears. I don't know what she's doing now. But it was interesting. And for those who are overcoming your fallen state, one of the things, if you continue to work on yourself, you will overcome it anyway, being affected by words. A word is just a word. Think about that. Words are just words people use, come out of their mouth with no meaning, unless you overreact to it. Words that make you feel good or the words that make you feel bad, they're both imposters. And human beings use them to hurt you because they know you can be hurt with words. Think about that. How about sticks and stones may break my bones, but words would never harm me? Remember the good old days? We were told that. And so I grew up in some people in my age group grew up not being affected by words. And it seemed odd and weird to see people affected by words. But I understand why they are affected by words. I don't agree with it. They should not be. I would encourage you to overcome words. It's up to you. And the reason for that is because human nature is evil. Human beings are evil. The yesterday fellowship was amazing, and then after the meeting ended, we turned the camera on. It went even further. It was like the end of it. I don't know which was more amazing. The Spirit of the Lord was up in there, and so was the spirit of the devil. But the Lord's Spirit ran the devil's spirit out. So this woman seemed to not be affected with the N-word or being called racism or anything like that. If it's true, good for her. Children of God, and I don't know if she is or not, those who have returned to the Father, it doesn't matter race, color, male or female, you should not be affected by words. Something wrong with you when you are affected by words. You should not even be affected by betrayal. Really. And we'll move forward. We'll talk about that a little later if you like. Or you can make sure you podcast and hear the whole deal. But you might remember this story from WRAL. A Tuesday night dinner at a North Hill restaurant ended in accusations and a racial slur. And the Riley woman who uttered it says, she would say it again. I say it again. Watch this from WRAL.
David, that's right. It happened right here yesterday evening during happy hour. The woman who used the racial slur told me today she will not apologize for her language. And in fact, she said she would use the same word again.
Just like everybody else.
This minute-long cell phone video shows an encounter between customers at the Bonefish Grill in North Hills.
This person had the audacity right here to come to our table and tell us that we are the rudest people that she has ever met. Look at her.
Then the woman, who we now know as Nancy Goodman, calls another customer the N-word.
You're too loud.
We're too loud.
In your opinion. Let me show you my money. It's just as green as yours. Right. Oh, you're so stupid.
We found Goodman at her home.
I'm a 71-year-old woman who lives in Raleigh. I suffer from tremendous anxiety.
She says that anxiety and the women's behavior pushed her to act as she did.
I'm not going to say I'm sorry to them because they kept pushing at it. So, and that's all I'd really like to say.
What about your use of the N-word?
I used that word because they forced me into it.
Do you see how that's incredibly offensive?
Yes, I do. That's why I said it.
Of course. And this woman reported the news like it big breaking news. Like Trump caught another illegal alien and deported him and the world falling apart. That woman's from the good old days when white people were not afraid. Remember those days? Well, y'all might not remember, y'all young. But there was a time in America when white people were not afraid of the blacks. She reminds me of that. And here's how black women reacted to the white woman saying she'll repeat the racial slur. Watch this from WRAL.
I would say it again to them.
She says she would use that word again to you all.
Wow. Wow. That's sad.
Wow.
Shonda Stewart is the one who took the cell phone video. Her friend, Lakeisha Shaw, is the one who was called the racial slur.
I don't care how you feel like we should have been acting. If I was standing on the table with 3 heads in a purple jumpsuit, nothing justified you to come to my table and call me a stupid.
Goodman says she regrets not asking management to tell the women to be quiet, but she made one thing clear.
So you're not sorry about saying the N-word?
No, no.
In a statement, Bonefish Grill tells us we do not tolerate hate speech or disrespect in our restaurants. They added that they are reviewing the incident to see how they can do better at de-escalating situations in the future.
Amazing. They're reacting to this. The news people are reacting to this like Ben Laden showed up or something. What the? They're making a big news report out of this. When black people treat each other in that way, each other, all the time. And God forbid if you're like a conservative, like, oh, Lord. And these people are so offended. It's all an act. It's all an act. Black people, why don't you tolerate hate speech, so-called hate speech? Stop reacting. When you start reacting to you saying that about other people and treating your own children in that way, you'll start reacting to anyone. It starts with you. The beauty about life, the change starts with the individual. They're like, oh, no. Amazing, it's all an act. Social justice people are the worst people. A social justice person or people are weak. They're weak people, and that's why the NAACP and others, the creators of social justice people, they use them. 888-775-3773. It's a spiritual battle, and it starts with you. The individual. The individual. Why not wake up? Christ came that you may have life and life abundantly. This is not life. This is death. This is not life. Let me go to Ron out of Texas. Ron, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Uncle Jesse.
Hey, Ron.
Hey, man, you caught me in the school zone, but I'm going to keep going.
Caught you what?
Look, in the school zone. You answered my call really quick.
Oh, go ahead.
I normally have to wait a couple hours. Here's what I got for you today.
You want me to put you on hold? Ron, you want me to put you on hold so you can wait?
No, sir, you good.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
I appreciate it.
Okay.
Hey, Uncle Jesse. Now, on the Kamalo Anthony case, why wouldn't you believe that it's self-defense on the behalf of Kamalo Anthony?
Well, I neither believe it or doubt, but it's just weird that he took a knife. According to the report, he took a knife to a trap meet.
Right.
Normal people don't do that unless they have an agenda.
Exactly. It's not self-defense, and I believe he should go to prison for a pretty good while. It's not self-defense. Now, the question I have for you, what did Trayvon Martin do to deserve for that Zimmerman guy to kill him?
Who?
What did Trayvon Martin do to deserve death?
I don't know who that is.
Trayvon Martin?
Right.
The kid who was killed by George Zimmerman.
When was that?
Oh, my. About 5 years ago, I believe, Jesse. You had shows about it.
And why are you bringing that up in 2025?
Because I want your opinion.
I don't remember that, man. That been 13 years ago.
Okay, let Hank answer.
But no, I don't remember that.
No.
That was 13.
You know why you don't want to answer, Jesse?
Why are you bringing up something from 13 years ago when no one can remember all the detail? Why are you bringing it up now?
That's not true, because Trayvon Martin...
No, tell me why are you...
I'm telling you.
Why are you bringing it up now?
I'm bringing it up now because I remember the case. And these two cases are similar. Trayvon Martin did not do anything to deserve to die. It was a fist fight between a grown man and a little boy.
Ron, what?
Now, you know what I'm talking about, Jesse. Now, I threw a curveball at you for a reason.
Stop screaming.
And you can't give it what I'm saying. Okay, go ahead, Jesse.
Stop screaming.
Go ahead. I'm sorry, sir. Go ahead. Jesse, you're playing crazy now. I know what you're doing.
Right.
Go ahead, my brother. Go ahead.
Why are you bringing something up that happened 13 years years ago, and why do you even remember it?
Okay, this is what I'm answering your question. In law cases, you can go back many, many years to find a similar case to be able to judge the new case. Okay?
Trayvon took a knife to a trap meet?
No, sir. Trayvon Martin, a little kid.
But why are you a lawyer?
Please let me answer.
He wasn't no little kid, but are you a lawyer?
Sir, please let me answer.
Are you a lawyer?
17-year-old boy.
Are you a lawyer?
Yeah. Yes, I am today.
Are you a lawyer, Ron?
I am today.
Ron, are you a lawyer?
Sir, please.
Thank you, Ron. I got to take a break. Right back in a moment. 888-775-3773. Let me go to first-time caller Jim out of Texas. Jim, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Mr. Peterson, how you doing?
All is well, Jim.
All righty. Yes, I'm a first-time caller.
Welcome.
You actually, my dad knows you. You worked with him back in Ellisville in Indiana.
Really?
Years ago. Yes.
Wow, that was back in 1968.
Like 68, 69, that's back then.
Whoa.
I think you only worked for like a couple of weeks, but you worked with him.
That's mind blowing.
Yeah.
I only worked for 2 weeks to make one paycheck so I can move to California.
He remembers you. He worked there for 35 years.
Lord have mercy.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm originally from Gary, Indiana. I live in Texas now.
Right on. Amazing.
Yeah.
What a small world.
Amazing. Well, so here's my question.
Yes.
My question is this. So I have adult children, right? I have adult children. My daughter, her mother was married for almost 20 years. And we got divorced about 15 years ago. So my adult children I was always in their life from birth all the way up to now. And, of course, my ex-wife did the thing of trying to turn my children against me and all that kind of stuff and things of that nature. Well, she's getting ready to get married. And she told me that her mom has convinced her, instead of me walking her down the aisle, her mom was going to walk her down the aisle. So she asked me to come, and I'm letting her know that I'm not coming to that. If your mom's it's my job to walk you down the aisle.
Yeah.
If your mom's walking down the aisle, I won't be there.
Yep.
And my question is, am I wrong for that?
Nope. You're right. You're the father. Her mother is not the father. You're the father. You raised her. And she should not be listening to her mother by putting the mother before you and that. I wouldn't go either. Don't be mad, but I would not show up.
Yeah, I'm not upset at all. But she's upset with me now because I've said I'm not coming.
How you
She's
feel about
upset
that?
with me, but
how you feel about that?
I don't feel anything about it because
nice.
I know it's a manipulation of her mother.
Yeah.
So I just pray for her and I let it be.
That's right. No, you're absolutely right.
So she hasn't contacted me since. So I just say God bless her, and I let it be.
Right on, man.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
What a mess.
That's all. Yeah, what a mess. Amazing.
Amazing. That's crazy that I worked with your father at Inland Steel in East Chicago. What?
East Chicago, Indiana.
Yeah. What a small world.
Well, small. Yeah, you work with him. Yeah, he still remembers you from a couple of weeks that you worked there.
Amazing. Thank you, man.
Yeah,
and you're right.
already.
You're right. Don't go. Be honest with her. Just don't be mad. Let her do what she wants. But you should be walking her down the aisle, not her mother. That doesn't even make sense.
Right. Right.
All right.
All right. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome, Jim. Good to hear from you.
All right. Take care.
All right. Tell your father I said hello.
I will do that.
All right. Bye now. Isn't that amazing? I worked at Endless Steel back in '68, and I worked for 2 weeks because working in Endless Steel was harder than working in the cotton field. I'd rather be in the cotton field picking cotton. And I said, okay, I'm going to work this job up here in Indiana for 2 weeks so I can go to California. I worked for 2 weeks because you take 2 weeks to make a paycheck. Got my first paycheck, I left. And I bought a $50 ticket to L.A., and that's what it cost at the time. One way was $50. And I've been here ever since. That's amazing, huh? Endless Steel.
And the man recognizes you.
Right. How you recognize me from '68?
From 2 weeks of work.
Just for 2 weeks. I must have been loud. I must have been loud or something.
Probably.
2 weeks is not even long enough to be there for anybody to remember you at all.
Was it mostly black coworkers or white or what?
There were some whites, but mostly blacks. A lot of black men took care of their families from Inland Steel.
This is like, I picture molten steel, a hot indoor, huge warehouse.
Yeah.
Like multiple levels, walking on the upper things and pouring that hot, red hot stuff.
And the work was hard. It was labor. I don't know how those men stayed there for 30 and 40 years. But they did. My stepfather had 8 other children. My mother had a total of 9 with me. And he took care of everybody from Inland Steel. Just about working he didn't work at Inland Steel, he worked at another steel mill.
Yeah.
He took care of the family. And that's what Trump is doing now. He's bringing those jobs back.
That's cool.
When it was nothing to get a job. You just walk out your door. I told you I went to Inland Steel, just got the job.
Did they know in advance you were only going to stay a couple weeks?
No. I didn't tell them that. But the interview went well. I got the job the same day, and I started work the next day or so in 2 weeks.
That's awesome.
This is the family of an 18-year-old Ryan Hinton, who was fatally shot by a Cincinnati police officer on Thursday, May 1st. These people held a press conference on Monday to express their love for Ryan. We love Ryan, they say. And to raise questions about the death of Ryan, of course. Watch this from WCPO9.
Craig, Tanya, a very emotional news conference wrapping up. You had family members multiple times breaking down into tears. It's obvious that this is still very fresh and very painful for them. We heard from attorneys representing the estate of Ryan Hinton, along with his own family, grandfather, grandmother, little sister, cousin. They wanted to share more about how they are remembering Hinton after his death. But the press conference began with attorneys offering condolences to the family of retired Hamilton County Sheriff's Deputy Larry Henderson. They'd consider his death another tragic loss. Family called the media here to speak on the life of Ryan Hinton, but also to raise questions after reviewing body camera footage from his death. Their main question is this: was the officer justified in using deadly force?
As I seen in the video about my grandson, I seen 2 scared people. I seen the officer scared, and I seen my grandson scared. So it's an unfortunate incident that happened. So that's all I seen. It was like, I didn't see the police there trying to kill. No. What I seen was 2 persons made a mistake. My grandson made a mistake being there, and the officer, he was trying to get back to his family too.
Amazing. Those are just thrills. None of that is real. According to report, and if it's true, the boy had a gun. And when you take a gun and you run from the police, you're not trying to play. And believe me, they knew Ryan before this happened. They already knew. Boy, you better stop being so bad out there. You already know the people in your family who are heading for trouble. And the fake tears and the fake holding the face sad to look sad is all the thrill. Really, it's all the thrill. It's all the thrill. That is an example of hell on earth. I don't know what happened. I wasn't there. But I know this ain't real. This is hell on earth. Emotions are evil. And anyone who loves their emotions and thinking that is them, you better watch out. Really, you better watch out. You better watch out. You better not cry. You better not cry, 'cause I'm telling you why. Santa Claus is coming to town. It's all for the thrill of it. It's all for the thrill of it. Christmas in July. He up there talking about two people made a mistake. Two people made a mistake. Where did the office make a mistake? He looked like he was doing his job. This is hell on earth. The family says Hinton shouldn't have been in a stolen car with a gun because he was locked out of the house the night before. Watch this.
We're also learning more new information tonight. Hinton's family says he attended Don High School before it shut down. He was not in school at the time of his death. Family and attorneys didn't dispute otherwise that Hinton was sitting in a stolen car or had a gun on him at the time of the incident. His cousin says, however, he should not have been in that stolen car because he was locked out of the house the night before.
I was asleep. Ryan, I'm so sorry. This was never supposed to happen to you. Ever. I'm so sorry, Ryan. I'm so sorry, Ryan. Just know he wasn't supposed to be there.
We had our love, we had our fight, and I'm sorry. When they're crying, they're lying. I'm sorry, Ryan. You ended up in a stolen car with a gun, and you ran from the police, according to the report. I'm so sorry, Ryan. We had our love, we had our time. Now I'm sorry. Yes, I'm sorry. What a mess. When they're crying, they're lying. The boy in a stolen car with a gun. That speaks volumes by itself. A stolen car. Not a borrowed car. Not granddaddy car. But a stolen car. And I'm sorry. I don't know. I'm just asking, it's a question. Are these people going to be trying to sue the police department? Follow the money trail. There is too many tears going on there for money not coming behind it. Those tears are not cheap. I'm just saying, I haven't heard that they're trying to sue. I don't know if they're trying to do it at all. But those tears are not cheap tears. It's like when a woman go to court and she want to sue her husband or sue some guy for whatever reason. I mean, the tears are just big, bubble up, snot, wash your face tears. And the bigger the tears, the more money they ask for, the bigger the check. This is hell on earth. Human beings are evil. Christ said, and I repeat, and it's so true, you cannot trust an angry person. An angry person is a murderer. This is the Old Testament, alive and well, and still operating in the world. When you enter into the new one, there's another kingdom within you, another life, another world, another reality, and it's pure. And in that world, there are no troubles. When I come back, I have one more video of this situation, a video of an 18-year-old father walking past 30 police officers in the courtroom with a menaced look on his face. Back in a moment. So you saw where in Ohio, Cincinnati, Ohio, the police, according to the report, shot Ryan, who they say was in a stolen car and had a gun, and he ran, so he ended up dead. I showed you the family holding a press conference, pretending to be agreeing with the police and understanding Ryan that they both were scared. I bet they were. The family asked, so what happened according to the report? After the incident where the boy was killed, they had the stolen car and the gun, according to the report. I think this is the same story where the father went and ran over police and killed him. Am I right? This is the same story. Allegedly, the father went and ran over police and killed him. And this police had nothing to do with the incident, was retired, I believe, but was at another incident or event. And the father, according to the report, ran and killed ran over the police with a car. I don't know if he killed him or not. And the family asked the public not to judge hastily. The officer died? I'm told that he died. That the one that was ran over? So is the father in jail? Oh, okay, the father in jail now. The family asked the public not to judge hastily and avoid questions about Hinton's father. Watch this from WCPO9.
Like we said, a very, very emotional press conference that wrapped up about an hour ago. The family is asking the public not to rush to judgment. Their attorneys are reviewing every report and angle of the incident they can get their hands on. At that point, attorneys say they will announce what, if any, steps they will take. We also asked about Ryan's father, Rodney Hinton Jr. Family did not want to take many questions regarding him, though we can tell you he faces aggravated murder charges, and he will be back in court tomorrow for a bond hearing. He's currently in custody at the Claremont County Jail.
Amazing. So the father, see, you love your emotions. Okay, whatever. The father took a car and went and ran over another police, according to the report, and killed him, and now he in jail. The son dead because he was accused of a stolen car and a gun and then running. Tell me this ain't hell on earth, living in human beings. Here's a video of the 18-year-old father, the 18-year-old father walking past 30 police officers in the courtroom with a menacing look on his face. Watch this. You look at that's right. I did it. Whatever. Okay, protect your emotions. This is what's happening on earth. Emotions. If you can test this. If you didn't have thoughts, you would not have emotions. You wouldn't have emotions of love or hate. You wouldn't have emotions if you didn't have thoughts. So why do you think emotions are necessary? Why would you want to protect evil and call it good or necessary? Look at this man. He walking through there, look like, I'm bad, I'm tough. Yeah, I did it. And the family, the whole press commentary, don't make any hastily decisions. They should have told the boy, don't walk through the court looking like that. What the? Look like you sorry. Don't be looking like you bad. It's interesting, too, to hear black people say don't make hasty decisions. That's all they ever do. Make just hasty decisions, especially when it concerns whites, but not only. Don, our first time call out of North Carolina. Hey, Don.
Hey, Jesse, how's it going?
Amazing.
All right, so I had a question. Like, me and a buddy were talking about all of the stuff that's going on in the media and on TV and on social media. And I'm a black male.
You black.
But a lot of the stuff that I'm seeing, man, I think that it's a way for them to divide all the races. Cause
of course,
I've lived in 4 or 5 different states. I'm just visited my parents. They live in North Carolina in a really nice house in the suburbs. It's mostly white people out here. Nobody's coming in the neighborhoods attacking people. They go to the same grocery stores. I never see black people in grocery stores. I mean, on the internet I do, but in real, maybe you have, but I have never seen a black person just unprovoked attack somebody in the grocery store or in the mall or at a gas station. Most of that stuff I see, even like with white people, I don't see white people in public screaming at black people, calling them the N-word.
How old are you?
I'm 30, but
okay.
If you look at social media, it'll make all white people seem like racist, and it'll make all black people seem like criminals. And like, I don't know. I just wanted to see what your perspective on that was.
You're right in that society, the justice system, the government, the so-called leaders and all, they are creating a social justice society because they want to control people. Now, and because most people are not independent thinkers, they are being controlled. A lot of the stuff you see on the internet, though, is staged. They're doing it so that they can get, from what I hear, clicks or something on the internet. And so it's staged. It's not as prevalent as you think it is because a lot of it is fake. But I have gone in stores and I've seen the blacks with backpacks on, and they walk right into the stores and steal stuff and walk out and don't care and that kind of stuff. I have seen them yelling at other people in these stores because they have gone out of control. All blacks are not all, but most. They are out of control, that's for sure.
All right, but how many black people have you seen this week, this past 7 days? And then out of all of those black people, how many have you seen acting like buffoons?
Well, none, because I haven't gone anywhere. What's up?
So you don't go to the grocery store?
Hold on, buddy. Can you hold for me?
Yeah.
Let me take a break. I want to go quickly back to Don. I put Don on hold because we ran out of time there in the second hour. Don.
Yes, sir.
And so your point is you don't see the blacks and the white fighting. You're not seeing all this stuff you see on TV and online, right?
I mean, I'm pretty sure it happens but like I said, I've lived in 4 or 5 different states. I just don't walk into the normal supermarket or a CVS and just see black people and white people going to.
Well, I wish I could
tell.
I wish I could tell you that I haven't seen it, but I see it, and I don't see it every day. I don't see it a lot. I don't go to the store a lot anyway. But when I've gone into supermarket, especially CVS, and I've seen it at the grocery mart by my house too, but. I do see the black with backpacks, and they're going out, and the workers are just looking, and they shake their heads.
Okay, but what I'm saying is like that. I don't. I've seen that before, but it's not like I see that every week or
Right.
every day.
No, I don't see it every day.
Yeah, I have
Hank
seen
is
it.
telling me that. Hank is telling me my friend work at Walgreens, and they are about to close down due to constant theft. So have you seen it at all?
I've seen it.
You seen what?
I've seen people steal out of Walmart
Yeah. What do you think about it when
and
you
other
see
grocery
it?
stores.
When you see it, what goes
I
through your
think
mind?
I used to do security, and I mean, it wasn't just one race, but I would always look at them as bums.
Yeah.
I mean, depending on the age, because people can't help who their parents are. If somebody's 12, 13, and they're stealing, it's probably because their parents are bums. They can't really do anything. But a grown adult, a 40-something-year-old trying to steal out of a grocery store, to me, is just a bum.
Right on. What a mess, huh?
Yeah. These are bum people, and like I feel like black people need to separate from those kind of black people. Instead of doing that, I think that a lot of us try to have their back and stuff like that. I'll call black people like that out
Right on.
all the time.
Right on.
I'm not. I feel like it's a difference between those type of black people and me. You know, when I'm in public, I'm not yelling on the phone. I'm not smelling like weed. I'm not sagging my pants. I'm not a punk either.
Well,
You know what I mean? So,
you're a monster, not all. And there are blacks who are not a part of most of the blacks' personality out of control thing.
Yeah, I think we need to differentiate ourselves from those black people.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Don,
Yeah.
thank you, man. Amazing call.
Thank you, man. Have a blessed day.
You too. Good to hear from you.
Thank you.
Ardene out of Colorado. Ardene, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Hi.
Hey, Ardene.
Doing good today. You doing good?
Amazing.
Great. Question for you. I honestly don't understand. I listened to you for a couple months now. Like I said, out of curiosity. You're an oddity.
Curiosity killed the cat.
You got that right.
And Satisfaction brought him back.
Hey, well, whatever works. I'm just curious, why do you insist on emotions being so horrible?
Because they're evil and they are not.
I don't think. Explain to me your reasoning, your receipts for that. Why is that wrong?
Because they're evil and they're only, whenever people use emotions, they're doing it to control you, to deceive, so that they can control you, to get what they want.
I disagree.
And the emotions are of your father, the devil. They're not of God. They're not from you. It's another false identity that made a home in you.
I disagree.
And why?
Now, that is
why
your
do you
assumption.
disagree?
Okay, first off, you mentioned, I was in passing this morning when I was...
No. Why do you disagree?
I'm trying to tell you right now, if you'd listen.
Go ahead.
Tell
me why you disagree.
Okay, I'll tell you. Because, you mentioned shyness as a bad emotion.
Yes.
Why?
Because it's a sign of evil.
No, it's not.
It is.
Explain to me a 6-year-old being shy because somebody comes to her and says, your dress is really, really cute today. Why is that shy? And she's shy. And she acts shy.
Did you say 6 years old?
Yeah.
A 6-year-old is not naturally shy. They will only be shy if they've been traumatized by their mother or someone who made them feel a certain way.
Whoa. God, you really, 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 really assume a lot. And assumptions. What do you say about assumptions?
I never assume.
Yeah, you do all the time. Okay.
I don't assume.
You assume a lot. You tell me why. I have a 6-year. I have a.
Do you think that God is shy?
No.
Then why would his children be shy?
Why not?
Why would his children be shy?
Maybe he likes that for emotion.
Why would God's children be shy? Why would if the father is not shy, why would the children be shy?
What is the problem with shyness? What is the problem?
So you think that a shy, ancient 6-year-old child is normal?
A shy what?
A anxious 6-year-old child. You think that that's normal for them to act that way?
A child at 6 years old, if somebody comes up to them and says something that sort of embarrasses them, or just something like "you look really cute today,"
you think that is normal,
and they get shy.
You think that's normal?
Yes.
And if they never were traumatized children, would the child be? Would the child be
How
shy?
can you assume that child has been traumatized?
If they were never traumatized, would they be shy?
Yes.
Why?
Because I have a child. I speak from experience. I have a child who's 45. She has a shy tendency. Her personality.
45 is not
tendency.
a child.
Her whole life, she's been shy.
Because she's been traumatized.
No, she hasn't.
Yes, she had you as a mother.
You are a jackass.
What?
Oh my God, you are a jackass.
What's a jack? A horse? She hung up.
I think that's a donkey.
See,
I've heard that word used for donkeys. Am I wrong about that?
Yeah, no, it's a mule.
Yeah, mule, exactly. Kind of like Nicaragua is a nation.
Nicaragua, right. She hung up.
These are facts.
See, I told you, emotional. What the? And she called me a jack horse. She hung up.
That was really interesting, though. A lot of people think that's normal. Oh, it's just a shy little anxious kid. That's normal. I realize that a lot of people think that.
What is Hake saying?
Hake is saying 2 ornery people. She's as ornery as Jessie. She met her match. She's stubborn and defiant.
Oh, amazing. 888. She hung up. What's her name? Ardene. Hung up on me. Ardene, where's the love in that? 888-77-53773. If you see Ardene running down the road, ask us, why did she hang up on Jessie? I paying attention not only to myself, but to what's happening outside of me, inside the world. And one thing for sure, it's a spiritual battle. It's not physical. And another thing, everybody and their mama, if you're black, but everybody and their mama, if you're white, are fighting. Have you noticed this? All over America and over the world, but I put America first. There's nothing but fights and arguments and emotions and upset. No one has perfect peace, except those men and women who are now working on themselves to overcome the fallen state. But have you noticed there is no peace in the world? And yet you look to the world for peace? Everybody in the world look to the world for peace, and they never find it, but they keep looking to the world for peace. They look to education for peace. They look to religion for peace. They look to hating one another for peace. They look to believing in words for peace. And they look to jobs for peace. They can't find it anywhere. And no one is satisfied. Have you ever wondered in your own life, why can't you be satisfied? I can't get no satisfaction. And I try, and I try, and I try. I can't get no satisfaction. And I try. You can't get any satisfaction. Have you noticed that? It doesn't matter how many times you get married or date or stay single or how much money you have, how many friends you have, where you live, your job, your color, male or female, transgender, whatever you call yourself. You can't get no satisfaction. Think about that. It doesn't matter how many Bible you read or anything, or how many times you go and lift up holy hands, or you go down to the front of the church and accept Jesus, or you drunk as a bastard. You still can't get no satisfaction. It doesn't matter how popular you are, unpopular you are. It doesn't matter how much revenge you try to get against others and yourself. You have no satisfaction. It doesn't matter how many people around you, how many groups you join because you're afraid to stand alone. You can't get no satisfaction. Have you noticed that? And you're never satisfied. Well, I'm here to tell you, it doesn't have to stay that way. I'm here to tell you, you can have perfect peace in this crazy world. Really. You can have perfect peace in this crazy world. It doesn't matter if you're the president of the United States. Donald Trump and the anchor baby are the only ones that have peace on earth because they have that real energy, God's nature. You can have peace right here. But it doesn't matter. Even if you're the first lady of the president of the United States, you're the first lady of the United States because you're married to the president of the United States. You know, I want to show you Michelle Obama. She has no peace. And she was the first lady at one time of the United States of America. I don't know if I ever heard a first lady, ex-first lady or present first lady complain about not having enough. Big Mama Michelle Obama is the first one I heard. And so my first thought was, is it because she's black? Even when you're black, you want DEI? You want welfare? You want something? Michelle Obama, Big Mama Michelle, the wife to, whatever name. What's his name? Barack, the fallen Messiah Barack. As First Lady of the United States of America, Big Mama Michelle was still not happy. Talk about DEI, huh? You can't get enough DEI. You can't get enough reparation. You cannot get enough affirmative action. You want more. And even as First Lady of the United States of America, the greatest country on this side of heaven, I hear she still is not happy. Watch this. Michelle Obama discussed how hard it just is hard on the black woman in America, even as First Lady. What do y'all think about this? Really? Am I the only one? I heard, I think I heard this on the Anchor Baby show yesterday, or maybe that thing where this white woman called a little kid the N-word. I know I heard that too. But what do y'all think that Big Mama Michelle was the first lady of the United States of America, living in the White House, and everything is handed to you? You don't have to cook, wash dishes, wipe diapers, dress your own, anything if you don't want to. And she was still not happy. Big Mama Michelle Obama discussed how hard it was to make ends meet. Doesn't sound black. In the White House. And she still tried to make ends meet. Lord, have mercy. It's so hard to make ends meet. I need some more DEI. I need affirmative action. I need reparation. Reparation now, reparation forever. Michelle Obama discussed how hard it is to make ends meet. It was to make ends meet. As First Lady, living in the White House. Watch this from X.
It's expensive to live in the White House. As many people don't know. I mean, much is not covered. You're paying for every bit of food that you eat. You're not paying for housing and the staff in it, but everything, even travel. If you're not traveling with the president, if your kids are coming on a Bright Star, which is the First Lady's plane, we had to pay for their travel to be on the plane. It is an expensive proposition, and you're running for 2 years and not earning an income.
And a little bit more to that. Isn't that amazing? I wonder what she said, the extra food. Was she talking about the extra rib she ate? Maybe we didn't pay for the extra ribs. We just paid for the normal meal. Big Mama Michelle Obama, she black, complaining that she could not make ends meet in the White House. What ends? We were paying for everything, Big Mama. And maybe she should have had her mama living up in the White House. We were supposed to take care of her mama, too. Mama, can you help me? Mama, can you hear me? Big Mama never satisfied. It's hard to satisfy the black woman in America. And I heard that, I don't know, but it's being reported that the Father Messiah value went up thousands of dollars once he became president. He started to finally worth something as president. Not that he was a good president, but just that his value went up because he's the president. And Big Mama's complaining. I'm being told by Hake of the Hake Report, Monday through Friday. He said that Hake remember when Hillary said they were broke or something after Bill's term. Hillary Clinton, we came out of the White House dead broke. That's from Real Clear Politics, 2014, that she was in debt. I never heard anybody complain leaving the White House. It was hard, quiet as it kept. It's hard in the White House. We ain't got no money. What do y'all think about that? I really want to know. Are you saying, oh, yeah, I understand? Or are you saying, what the? And what do you think about Big Mama Michelle saying that she is transitioning? I wouldn't be using that word if I were her. But what do you think? Here's Michelle, I guess he's on X. Is this X? On X, saying that she is transitioning. Watch this.
And at this phase of my life, I'm in therapy right now because I'm transitioning. You know, I'm 60 years old. I finished a really hard thing in my life with my family intact. I'm an empty nester. My girls are in, they've been launched. And now for the first time, as I've said before, every choice that I'm making is completely mine. I now don't have the excuse of, well, my kids need this or my husband needs that or the country needs that. So how do I think about this next phase? And let me get some help. Let me unwind some old habits. Let me sort through some old guilt that I've been carrying around. Let me talk about how my relationship with my mother has affected how I think about things.
So I know Satan told you she's transitioning in another way, but she meant from, I believe, it appears that she meant like from being the first lady, I guess married, having children. She like going through a different phase in her life. Y'all, calm down. I know she Big Mama, but she's not what all y'all thinking. All right? Transitioning can be more than one word or one thing. There's a lot of talk about anti-Semitic. You see these college campuses now where the Jewish kids are being attacked by foreigners, the Allah Uaba people, and then some American people joining forces with them. I never imagined that. Well, I'm black and stuff, so I haven't imagined a lot of things. But I never imagined that one day in America, that somehow or another, our government would invite or allow our enemies to move into our country. And already knowing that they think of us as the big Satan and Israel as the little Satan, and they make a promise that they would do whatever it takes to destroy us, befriend us, pretend that they want to play with us, or whatever, right? And America will allow these people to come to our country, allow them to go to American universities, and then allow them to hold protesters shouting death to America. And you have American citizens, real Americans who are born here, joining forth with the enemy who is shouting death to America. And stomping all over the American flag. What kind of thinking is that? Really? How can that happen? How do you join a foreign enemy on your soil who want to destroy you? Our battle is spiritual. And this is, you played this yesterday on your show, right, Nick? About Temple University?
No, actually, the Portnoy's stuff?
Portnoy Cliff. You didn't play this yesterday?
No, I haven't. I have not talked about this.
You have not?
Mm-mm.
I heard it on maybe with Hake maybe Joy Friday. But I first heard it there, I believe. Or maybe I heard it from my producer. I forgot. But it's nothing but hatred in the world. There's no peace on earth because you are in hell on earth and within yourself. Amazing, huh? This is from Philadelphia, Fox, Philadelphia. A Temple University student is suspended, and Barstool Sport creator Dave Portnoy, I think that's how you say his last name. Portnoy is taking action after an anti-Semitic sign was shown at his Barstool bar in Philadelphia. That's a lot. This is from ABC News. Portnoy, who is a Jew, who is Jewish, said he was so mad about the incident that he shook for 2 hours. Now that's angry. You're shaking 2 hours. You know you can't. He said he was making it his life mission to ruin these people, adding that he is coming for your throat. Watch this from X.
Our bar in Philadelphia, Barstool Sampson Street, usually a great bar. You know, bottle service, people buy drinks. You get a sign. There was a sign yesterday that said, the Jews. I've been shaking. I've been so mad for the last 2 hours. Like, I instantly got on. This is why the emergency press conference was late, because I was so over the top. It's like, I'm going to make it my life mission to ruin these people. Like, I'm coming to your throat. I'm never ending. And I just sat, and for the last 2 hours, I have been on the trail. Trust me, I've been on the trail. You think I'm going to put up with this shit at my bar?
Amazing. There is never, ever a reason to be angry. Look what anger will do to you. He can deal with that situation without being angry. Talk about needing to do the silent prayer. Somebody need to tell him to go to rebuildingtheman.com/silent prayer. But he is ticked. Amazing, huh? And here's a report from Fox 29 Philadelphia as to what happened. Watch this.
Jennifer, that's right. Police said they are looking into the video that surfaced on social media showing the anti-Semitic sign. Now, Portnoy, who is Jewish, says the 2 waitresses that made the sign were fired and says he is sending the 2 that ordered the sign to Auschwitz to tour concentration camps. He says he is paying for that. Now, I spoke with some leaders in the Jewish community tonight who do tell me they feel that's a good first step.
I've been shaking.
Barstool creator Dave Portnoy taking to his social media furious this afternoon, shortly after this video shared widely on social media showed an anti-Semitic slur on a sign ordered at Barstool Sampson Street in Center City Saturday night. Philadelphia police confirm they are looking into the video.
He was pained by it, and he is pained by it, and he's angered by it, and he would like to find ways to help avoid that from happening in the future, not just in his establishments, but anywhere.
Rabbi David Kushner, a chaplain with the Philadelphia Police Department, says he spoke with Portnoy about the incident, which he calls incredibly concerning, especially just days into Jewish American History Month.
So it took me a long time to understand what that meant. So apparently you can go to Dave's bar stool thing, and I still may not have it clearly, so I apologize in advance. But you can walk in and you can sit down and you request your food, and I guess you write what you want said on the food. And so the waitress will take off the little sign there, the request for your food, what you want to say, and they will put it on the food, and then they'll bring it to you.
That's essentially right, yeah.
That is right, huh?
Yeah, that's essentially correct. Yeah, from New York Times, they offer like customizable letter boards, and it's a service they offered at his bar.
Oh, okay.
When you ordered like bottle service and stuff.
Oh, okay. And so the waitress got the workers, right? Look like they should have known better, though. I didn't even know Dave was a Jew, to be honest with you. He looked like a white man. I didn't know he was a Jew until now, or until my producer told me during the preparation for the show. And so the waitress made it, and the waitress put on the side Jewish stuff or whatever they said, and walking to the table with it. And I guess David saw it. He was like, "What the?" So I didn't know that you could do that. And so apparently that's what happened. It's Sal, right, Nick?
That's exactly it, yeah.
Okay.
These customizable boards.
Amazing, huh? And here information on the repercussion for the 2 waitresses and 2 students from Fox 29 Philadelphia.
It's really surprising, like it feels like such a bad lapse in judgment. Go tell your boss or at least run it by someone. They just went to go do it. I don't know. I really don't know. I mean, that's how you lose your job.
In a statement, Temple University said they identified 1 student believed to have been involved and that they were placed on interim suspension, saying in part, quote, "Anti-Semitism is abhorrent. It has no place at Temple." The university also added that students found to be involved could face expulsion. In a second video, Portnoy confirmed they fired the 2 waitresses involved with creating the sign, and for the 2 involved with ordering it, he says he decided he wanted it to be a teaching moment.
We're going to send these kids to Auschwitz, and they're going to do a tour of the concentration camps in Germany, and hopefully learn something, and maybe like their lives aren't ruined, and they think twice, and more importantly, other people like, see, it's not just like words you're throwing around.
It's both horrifying and dangerous. It's not just a joke.
Jason Holtzman with the Jewish Federation of Greater Philadelphia is pushing for more education, but commends Portnoy on his response.
There's always a way to come back. There's always a way to return. So I think going to Auschwitz and seeing, one of the lowest points, if not the lowest point in Jewish history is a good first step.
Amazing. Going to Auschwitz, whatever they call it, that's not going to change the heart. If you don't change the heart of the person, they're going to remain the same. Seeing the incident is not going to change anything. Yes, you may like, oh, I feel so bad for them. I feel so bad. But you're still going to do what you do. But that is interesting to me. It's like, oh, hell broke loose. But what I want to know, the waitresses, were they Jewish or white or black or Mexican or something else? wouldn't they have known that this would have happened if they worked for a Jewish establishment and somebody came in and requested that on the food? Look like the worker would have known, I ain't doing this, I'm going to lose my job. So I'm wondering out loud, were the waitresses Jewish or another race? One of the students started a give, send, go to fight off Dave Portnoy. Watch this.
Help me defend against Dave Portnoy attacks. And this is the individual here. It says campaign created by Mo Khan. You know, not a very American sounding name.
Sure. Is he Jewish? Look like he may be one
Khan. Sounds like.
He look like one of Abba people.
Kaliman.
So he's raising money?
Correct. And there's some more information here on the description of his campaign. It reads here, let me pull it up on this side so I can read it. Dave Portnoy and the greater Jewish community are making themselves out to be some kind of victims because of hurt feelings from 3 words on a bar sign. But I am the real victim. While Dave Portnoy lies about me and viciously attacks me, trying to force me to take a trip abroad to visit death camps as a condition of not destroying my life and the lives of my family members, here's how my real life has been affected, not just my feelings. I got suspended from university, threats of getting me expelled permanently, fired from my job, doxxed, death threats, continuous spam calls mentioning killing me, pictures sent to me of children dying, news articles harassing my parents, and roommates had to evacuate because of potential unwanted visitors. Those are the claims by Mo Khan on his campaign.
So Mo didn't know that was going to happen when he went up in that restaurant, bar, whatever it is, and requested that type of thing. He didn't know that the thrill was going to turn out to be like this. All for the thrill of it. Allegedly doing that. I'll just say that. Doing whatever's supposed to have happened. Allegedly. He didn't know that the thrill wasn't going to pay off. He was going to have to deal with some more kind of thrills. If this is true. Here's what he said in the description.
Yeah, I read that.
You read that?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Amazing. What do y'all think about this whole thing? And do you understand from this, you need, do what you want, but emotions are not good. Emotions are evil. And anyone that is an emotional person, male or female, you're evil. You have no love. You have all hate. Nothing but hate. There's no love in the world. Have you noticed that? There's no love in America. Nobody loves nobody. I want to know what love is. I want you to show me. There's no love. Funny how, interesting how there's no love in the world. And Christ came that you may have love. And that you may love one another. But nobody loves nobody. Family members don't love family members. Husband, wives don't love each other. Children don't love parents. Parents don't love children. Friends don't love friends. Workers don't love. Nobody has love. And the one thing that God is trying to do is create love through you. But no, you hold on to the hateful heart. And God is like, okay, let me change your heart so you can have love. Admit that you have hate. Anger is hatred. Admit it. And then I'll take it away from you and create love. Thus said the Lord. What a mess. Stephen, first time call out of Florida. Let's try it again.
Yeah.
Hi, Jesse.
Hey,
Are
Stephen.
you there?
Yes.
Yes. I'm been meaning to call you for a long time. Never thought I would. I'm calling you looking for some advice.
Speak right into your phone.
Yes.
Okay.
Are you able to hear me, Jesse?
That's better now, yes.
I can hear you.
Yes, I'm seeking
Who
some
is that?
advice. I have a lady friend who's dealing with alcoholism.
Okay.
Not so much.
And
Is this her on the phone now?
Yes.
What's her first name?
I'm here.
Elsa.
Okay, so go ahead.
So we were having a conversation this morning, and I was trying to explain to her how when she's sober, she seems like a totally different person, and when she's drunk, it feels like I'm speaking to a demon or some evil entity.
All right.
Let's say evil.
Hold on. Go ahead, Stephen.
So.
What he's trying to say is like
we're looking for advice.
What's her name?
Elsa.
Elsa, hold on, Elsa. Let me hear Stephen first.
Okay. No.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Yes, Jesse. So the bottom line is we're looking for. I'm trying to explain to her that what she's doing is evil, and we're looking for advice how she could deal with her alcoholism.
It's not evil though.
And what's not evil?
Well, just who I am as my sole purpose.
Have you been drinking
evil.
today?
Yes, I have.
Are you drunk now?
Probably.
What time of day is it? What time is it in Florida?
I don't know. It's probably like whatever time it is. You know.
It's 9:43, Jesse.
A.M. Why are you drunk so early in the morning?
Well, I haven't eaten anything, but the point, I'm trying to get to the point of like, I'm not inherently evil just because I'm a woman. That's what he's trying to say. Like, because you said women are evil, right?
Yes.
Well, I inherently disagree.
Well, let me just tell you, you are evil. That's why you're drinking. You're unhappy. You have no peace. You're frustrated. You have no love, and so.
No, that's right. I am inherently frustrated.
Hold on. And because you have nothing but anger is evil. You are drinking. You are drinking instead of working on overcoming your evil nature. You're drinking. If you dropped your anger, if you dropped the anger, you would not have to be drinking every day like this.
Well, those words are true. I appreciate everything you just said, and you're absolutely right, and I love you. So here we go.
So why don't you drop your anger?
I mean, I just, it is a fuel that fires me up. I'm not angry, though.
Why? You are angry. If you were not angry, you would not be drunk at 10 a.m. in the morning.
You're funny. You're so funny. I'm not actually angry. I'm supremely happy.
No,
but
you're
also
not.
I'm also a little bit frustrated with, Stephen.
No, Stephen is not your problem. You are your problem. When you met Stephen, you were already screwed up.
Very true. Very true.
So, yeah, I agree. I mean, I'm not trying to say, what is it that you want to ask Jesse, Stephen? Because I don't want to waste your time.
I wanted to seek his advice. Because we tried everything, Jesse. She's been through detox, rehab, cold turkey.
So what I want to know from you, Stephen, why are you putting up with it? You don't have to be with her. Why are you with her?
You're right.
No, that was a question. Why are you with her?
Because I'm amazing.
No, hold on. You're not amazing. Hold on.
I am.
No, you're not.
I'm not interested in being with her in this condition.
But why are you with her? Why are you putting up with it at all?
Well, she stops, and I hope that it's for good, but it never lasts. It always starts up again.
Steven,
Yes, sir.
If she's not going to be quiet, I want you to get her off the phone because I can't hear you.
Okay. Okay. We need to be quiet.
I will. I'm sorry.
Why are you putting up with her, period? If she's not willing to overcome this by drop her anger, work on her life, why are you putting up with it?
Well, it goes in cycles, Jesse. Like she'll binge for 2 or 3 weeks, and then she'll stop for another 2 or 3 weeks. So it's on and off.
Why are you putting up with it?
I'm naive, I guess, and I believe that this time it'll stick. Like I said, she's tried many different things, but nothing is working.
She's trying
going back
everything,
to the
but
alcohol.
Stephen, ain't nothing going to work until she drop her anger. Going to a program that is not encouraging you to overcome evil is not going to work. She is an evil woman. She has anger. Anyone that has anger is evil. Have you told her she needs to forgive? Are you working on your life, Stephen?
Yes, sir.
So you've dealt with your mother and everything?
Yes, I've forgiven her, yes.
No, he has not.
And why do you say he has not?
Because I know his mother.
She does not know my mother, but anyway.
Have you gone to your mother? Hold on, Elsa, hold on.
Jesse.
I'm going to get to you in a minute. Hold on. Stephen, you have gone to your mother and forgiven her?
It was over the phone, but she's in a different country.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you forgave her. And your father?
No.
He's passed.
Oh, okay. So why are
He
you
has not
tolerating Elsa at all?
I'm sorry. Can you repeat that?
Why are you putting up with Elsa?
Why are you tolerating me at all?
Right.
That's what he said.
It's a good question. It's good.
Yeah, I'd like to know the answer to that.
What's the answer?
I get sucked back into it.
Because I'm amazing. That's why.
When she's sober, she is
No, she's not. When she's sober, she's still the angry, evil person.
Maybe it's an act. Maybe you're right. Maybe it's an act.
No, I am right.
Yeah,
because
I believe it.
Just because you didn't drink for a week, the heart is still the same.
Yeah.
Oh, this is enlightening.
She seems to be a very different one when she's not drinking.
No, she's the same person.
I believe it. I believe it.
Yeah, it's Stephen.
That's what I try to explain,
recognize
that this is evil, that's why we're calling you.
But
she doesn't seem to agree. So, let's call Jesse and see what he thinks.
I'm not evil, though.
What's good about you?
Are you asking me, or are you asking
Yes, I'm asking you, Elsa.
me? What's good about me?
Elsa, what's good about you?
I'm delightful and divine and amazing.
And what's good about you?
I have a lot of strength, and I have a lot of passion. So
what's good? What's good about you?
I just said.
But none of those things are good. Why do you call those things good? All you mentioned are ego aspect of you, the evil part. You know what, Stephen?
Yes.
I gotta go because I can't. She's already angry and drunk. I can't talk to a drunk person in the morning time.
I understand.
I'm not angry.
Get her off the phone.
What do you recommend I do, Jeff?
Right now, get her off the phone if you want to have a conversation.
Okay. Also, I have to let you go.
No. That's not fair.
Is she in the same room in the house as you are right now?
No.
So why don't you just hang up on her?
I'm trying. I'm not used to doing this three-way thing.
So you know how to hang up. Hang up.
I don't want to hang up on you, though. That's why.
Oh, okay. You don't know how to make it work?
I'm trying here.
Well, you know what? Hang up the phone and call me back.
Jesse.
Because she's drunk and I can't talk to a drunk person. Call me back, Stephen.
Right.
Hang up and call me back.
I'll call you back, Jesse. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
888-775-3773. She's drunk. She's not going to hear the truth. She's speaking over Stephen. I can't have a conversation with Stephen. What? Stephen, don't be beta. She's drunk as a bastard. What? Let me go to first time call out of Alabama. John Tay, out of Sweet Home, Alabama. John Tay, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Hey, how you doing, Seth?
All this well. Speak a little louder right into your phone.
Can you hear me now?
Are you on a speaker or something?
No, sir.
Okay, go ahead. Let's try it now. I can hear you.
Hello?
Okay, go ahead.
Hello?
Go ahead. Can you hear me? John Tay. Hold on, John Tay. Don't hang up. See what's wrong with the phone. What's going on with the phones this morning? Manhood hour is coming up in the next hour. I want to go back to Stephen, the first time call out of Florida. He had to let Elsa go and I asked him to call back, so I want to go straight to Stephen. Stephen, thanks for calling back, so go ahead.
Hi, Jesse.
Hey, Stephen.
Are you able to hear me? Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I was hoping that you would be able to explain to her, because I've been trying to explain to her how that she needs to forgive and get over her anger, but she doesn't seem to understand how I'm explaining it. So I was hoping that you could do it. She's still on the line. She's on mute. I put her on mute so she doesn't disturb you.
But why are you trying to explain something to someone that don't want to hear it?
I'm not sure if
she's
wants
not
to
on
hear it or
mute.
not. Hey, Elsa.
Stephen, call me back
I
when
know.
you can deal
Sorry,
with your
I'm
woman.
back on mute. I'm back on
Mute it. I'm sorry about that, Jesse.
Stephen, why are you so weak with this woman?
That's a good question, Jesse.
Any answer?
I guess I'm weak. I'm being weak.
Why?
Why? Well, what I tell myself is I'm trying to help and that I care.
You can't even help yourself, and you don't care. Why are you trying to help someone else when you haven't helped yourself yet?
I have a soft spot back. I'm in my 40s now, but when I was my late teens, early 20s, I dealt with addiction myself after I lost my dad. And so I kind of have a soft spot for people that are dealing with addiction. And
But
I
a
was
soft
able
spot
to
is a
overcome
beta.
it.
A soft spot is a beta spot. Why won't you overcome that?
Okay.
No, why don't you?
I think I will, Jesse.
So why are you trying to help this woman that doesn't want help? What's your real reason for trying to help this woman, Elsa, who clearly does not want help? Why are you? She's going to destroy you. Why are you wasting your time with her?
I think I agree with you, Jesse.
No, you're wrong.
But why? Won't you hang up on her? She's still interrupting the call. You want to call me back when you're able to call me on your own?
I was hoping that you could speak to her, hopefully.
She doesn't want. She's drunk, Stephen. She doesn't want help. She thinks that she is divine. If she thinks she is divine, she doesn't even know she needs help.
Yeah, I agree with you. She doesn't seem to understand that she needs to overcome.
What's your real reason for putting up with her, Stephen?
To be honest, I'm not sure. I guess maybe I've been telling myself that I care. That, like I said, I understand how hard addiction is. I was hoping she could overcome like I did.
And why do you want her to overcome?
Because it's hell. Living with addiction is hell.
Why do you want her to overcome?
Because I don't want her to be in hell anymore.
Why not?
Because I don't want anybody to be in hell.
Why not?
It's a terrible place to be.
Why don't you want them to be in hell? You're in hell because you can't even deal with hell and her.
You're right.
And so why is it that you don't want? Why is it that you don't want her in hell?
Just because it's not a good place to be. I'm not sure.
Stephen, why is it that you don't want her in hell?
I don't know, Jesse. Why do you think?
Because you want her for yourself. You don't care about her at all. It's all for you because you think you're in love. You think you're this, and so you're lying about not wanting her in hell. You want her to act better and be better for you, not for herself.
I think you're right, Jesse, because when she's in hell, I'm in hell, I guess.
So you're in hell trying to help someone in hell. In hell person cannot help another person in hell. It's all about you. It's not about her at all. You don't care about this woman at all because if you cared about her, knowing that she doesn't want help, you would dump her. You wouldn't waste your time with her. Mm-hmm. It's all about you, Stephen.
Right. You're right. I think that's what needs to happen.
What needs to happen?
I need to leave.
You need to work on you and forget about this woman. She doesn't want any help. This woman thinks she's divine. She thinks she's fabulous.
What you're saying is what my gut has been telling me for a long time.
But if you're working on yourself, why don't you let the world go?
Right.
No, that was the question.
Why don't I?
Yes.
I think I will, Jesse. I think I'm at that point.
No, I didn't ask you will you do it. I asked why have you done it?
Why haven't I? I guess weakness. That's the only thing I could think of.
So you're not ready to overcome the world.
Maybe I'm weak or selfish or.
You are weak. You are selfish, but you can overcome that if you're willing to let the world go. This woman is a problem. She does not want help. She loves being drunk. She loves playing you. She loves controlling you. And you love being controlled. Otherwise, you wouldn't tolerate it at all.
I'm not sure if I love it, but
if you didn't love it, you would let it go.
Agree. I'm gonna have to.
No, if you didn't love it, you would let it go.
So how do I stop loving it?
By forgiving her, get it out of your imagination, doing the silent prayer, staying present so you can overcome your fallen state. And then God will add on to you. You got to, I want to let this stick in your mind. God owned the universe. He owned everything that's in the world. He will take care of you. He will add on to you exactly what you should have, and there will be no problem.
Okay.
But you're still playing God. And this woman going to bring you so much problem. You haven't had a problem with her yet. It's going to get worse.
Oh, I've had problems with her, Jesse, but it could be worse, I guess.
It will get worse. She will destroy you.
I agree with that.
Why do you agree? Why do you agree?
Because it's making sense what you're saying. I can see, being destroyed if I keep up with this.
Why are you trying to save someone and you can't even save yourself?
I don't know, Jesse.
So enough.
See, look, why don't you let her go from the phone? I told you to call me back when you had her off the phone. Why do you do that?
Can you hang up, Elsa? Can you hang up?
No. I asked you a question. I said, hang up on. You didn't know how to hang up on her. You said because you had the two-way thing. But why do you hang up your phone and then call me back? Why did you get her back on the phone?
Because I was hoping that you could give her some words of wisdom.
She's drunk, Stephen. She's drunk off anger, and she's drunk off alcohol. She's not ready for a change yet.
Yeah, I understand, but that's why I put her back on. Because I've been trying to explain to her your teachings and your philosophy, and
but you're trying to explain something to her.
She doesn't understand,
and so you don't either.
You're right. Right. So I was hoping that maybe you could set her straight.
Why? She doesn't want that.
Yeah, you're right. If she did, she wouldn't be in this position. I understand.
And you don't want it either, because if you wanted the truth, there's no way you'll be putting up with this mess. No way. Zero. You would have dumped this woman a long time ago.
So do you think I'm looking for abuse, like a self...
You looking for the thrill. You love the fact that you're a beta. And you love the fact that she's giving you all the pain that she's giving you. And you're pretending that you want to save her. You want to help her. It's all lies. It's all for the thrill of it. This woman hates your weakness. This woman know you're weak.
I think you're right.
No, she does know.
Yeah, I believe you.
But why don't you dump her and work on you?
Again, you're right. I'm going to have to move on, Jesse.
Are you doing the silent prayer?
I'm not doing this, unfortunately.
But I thought you had gone and forgiven your parents.
I have. I've been listening to your show for a long time.
So why aren't you doing the silent prayer so the Father can change your old nature, your weakness?
I'm not sure why I haven't been doing it.
Because you're not ready for a change. That's why. You still love your misery. And this thing about, I just have this soft spot for drunks and drug addicts, because I used to be that way. That doesn't even make sense. Emotions are evil. There's nothing good about emotions. And yet you're claiming a soft spot as an excuse to let this woman destroy you.
But when you say it like that, Jesse, I see the writing on the wall.
What's the writing on the wall?
That I have to move on and let this go.
What would you lose by letting her go? What would you lose?
Nothing. I would lose nothing.
So then why do you hold on to the devil?
I don't know. I guess
How old are you?
You're right about me wanting to suffer, or it doesn't make sense.
You need to wake up, Steve. I recommend, do what you want, that you work on overcoming your blindness, your fallen state, and let the true God, love, let him take care of you. He'll provide your needs.
Everything you're saying makes sense, and this is all stuff that I've felt in my gut for a long time, but for some reason I ignore it or think that it's going to change, but it never does.
Because you listen to the devil. You listen to thoughts. All thoughts are all lies all the time. And you listen to the emotion that comes from the thought, and they're lying to you.
Yeah.
When will you stop listening to evil?
Today, Jesse. Today.
Do what you want, all right? But I recommend you block this woman immediately. Don't be angry at her. She can't help herself. And I recommend you be done with her. And for now, done with her. And then just work on you so you can overcome blindness. You can overcome insanity. And then, the truth will... See, I can't... Call me when I can talk to you by yourself and this woman not still interrupt. You have her on the phone... And that's weakness with itself. You have the devil on the other end of the line.
You're right, Jesse. I'll call you back when I'm alone. Thank you so much.
Stephen.
Yes.
Do what you want, but here's what I recommend. That you should do the silent prayer. Rebuildingtheman.com/silent prayer, so you can be present. You can have a clear mind. But don't hold any anger against this woman. She can't help herself. She cannot see.
I don't.
But you can't help her. You can't help anyone. You can't even help yourself. It's the truth. It's God. It's love that will help you overcome the fallen state. You cannot. God doesn't even help anyone that doesn't want. He will leave this woman in her hell the rest of her life because she doesn't want help, and she will destroy you. If you're working on yourself, the hell in her, which is evil, darkness will destroy the light in you because you're not strong enough to deal with the evil yet.
So she has no hope until she chooses.
Whether she have hope or not, I don't know. But what I'm telling you, in your weakness, and you're trying to save her, you're playing with fire. Two devils playing together. This woman will destroy you. I recommend you block her from your life. Block her from your phone. Be done with her. And start giving her your money.
Yeah.
Are you giving her your money?
Oh, not really, no.
Are you giving her money?
I have, but there's nothing on a regular basis.
Are you giving her money?
I have given her money, yes.
Why?
To help her out, here
Why?
and there, but I'm not paying her bills or anything like that.
Why are you giving her money, period?
Like I said, to help, like you'd give a friend.
She's not a friend.
I see that.
Why are you being such a mama?
You're right, Jesse.
All right.
I've been weak. I have to admit that.
And you shall be made strong. In your weakness, you are made strong if you let go and let the truth take over and take you through hell and give you strength. You got to go through this hell rather than accepting this hell as a norm. What you're doing, Stephen, is you're setting yourself up for total destruction. This woman and any other woman like this will destroy you because you're weak.
Yes, I agree.
So I recommend you block her, do what you want, be done with her, wish her well, meaning don't be angry with her. She can't help it. And it's not her fault that you're weak. She's taking advantage of your weakness because she's weak. But it's not her fault that you're weak. You were weak when she met you. It's time, if you want to overcome your weakness, you got to let go of the world. Everybody and everything. And you do that by being aware of the lies that's happening inside of you. You're not your thoughts. You're not your emotions. They're all lies. And you got to just be aware of that. Do nothing about it but see it. Don't call it you. And the Father will set you free.
Okay, Justin.
I wish you well.
I'll do that. Thank you so much, Justin. I'll call you back and let you know how it's going.
All right, buddy.
All right, thank you.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Amazing. What a mess. Is this hell? Would you call this animal abuse? Would you call it hell or heaven? Watch this from X.
Scoot up some. Oh! Oh! About to break the horse back.
You sit up. No, not you. Sit up on the horse. Sit up. And put your feet in the front. You can't lean on him. You gotta lean in the middle. You gotta get in the middle.
Oh! He breaking the horse. Yo, Black. Black. Yo, Black. Oh, everybody. Oh.
Hey. Mama, he good. He good.
Is that animal? Is that animal abuse? They put this, for those who didn't see it, they put this fat black guy on a little horse, and he broke the horse down. I've never seen a horse break down like that, and we own horses at one time. What the? Derek, my producer's telling me that's a perfect illustration of what living in hell is like. When those guys was saying, oh, that's all that Derek. What the? Let me get to the busy phones. Let me go to Austin, a first-time caller out of Columbus, Ohio. Austin, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Thank you, Mr. Peterson. I'm thankful for all you do.
Thank you. Great. Amazing.
I'm just calling in. I hear you talk a lot about divorce and custody and men just letting go because they're just fighting in an evil system.
Yeah.
And that's protecting the woman. I've been going through that for the past 2 months. My wife got a protection order on me, got me kicked out of the home, got my kid taken away from me, used my military service against me, said I was violent, the whole deal, right? None of it's true. But the courts will just listen to it and grant it, right?
Yeah.
And it's game over.
Yeah.
So at first, I didn't know what to do. I was going to my family, my friends, and they're saying, you have to fight it. You have to fight it. So I did, like the majority of people do. And then I started really listening to you every Sunday on the radio. And I was just like, my emotions are getting worse. My anger is getting worse. Nothing's getting better. $7,000 later, I'm getting nothing out of it. And then I listened to the other day, say it again, just let go. So yesterday I called my lawyer and I was just like, hey man, I'm done. I'm not doing this anymore. She can have everything. It's done with. And then once I did that, I've never felt so free in my life.
Absolutely,
it was
man.
Just overnight, it was like done with.
Right on, man. So, amazing.
I just want to call and thank you. I have a 3-year-old son. I was fighting for him, but I realized it was due to my own selfishness.
Yes.
It was all about, I wanted him. I want to protect him, And I was like, what's true love? It isn't this. It's not this at all. I'm watching how he reacts through this whole thing. His mom already turned him against me. It took 2 weeks, game over.
Yep.
Already creating him in her own image. He's angry all the time, acts like her, acts out. And there's nothing I can do about it. So I just decided to let go. So I just wanted to call and, say thank you for that advice. It's helped so much.
You're welcome. And it's interesting that we have been taught wrongly how to live. We have been taught all these morals and values and how to live and be aggressive and be all this mess in life. And you've never been able to live up to that, and it's only brought misery in your life. Now you're ready to live. When you let go of everything you've been taught and just simply live your life, you're going to have an amazing life, man. So you've done the right thing. Now, don't hold on to the anger. Just go and live your life, and you'll be fine. I
totally agree.
You will
do
be
the
fine.
silent prayer every morning, every night. It helps me. I notice that if I don't do that, the demons and temptations start creeping back to my mind, those thoughts.
Yes.
So, everything you're saying is true, and I just hope people, especially men in my position, listen to you and take your advice.
Well, right on to you. And let me ask, when you first saw the glimpse of hell in your wife, why did you stay with her?
For my son. I told myself I'm going to be there to protect him. That's what I went off of.
Oh, I see.
It was all about him. But then I realized it wasn't about him. It was all about me and my ego. Because, like I said, it was just, I want to do this. I want to protect him.
You're absolutely right. Everyone that says they're doing it for their children, they're lying. They're doing it for their own ego.
Mm-hmm.
And it has nothing to do with the children at all. And the unfortunate thing is, because they're blind and they pretend they're doing it for one reason when they're really not, the lawyers are waiting to take all your money. They already know you're not going to win. I don't care what they know you're not going to win. They take all your money. The court takes your money, and the court makes you pay for the woman court. And then, they take all your child. They tell you, you got to pay money for the child. And then they tell you, you got to pay money to the woman. And it's all rip-off. But if you let go, you wouldn't lose so much like that.
No, absolutely. I totally agree. And it compounds.
Yes.
So, they just say play the game. Well, playing the game is evil. They just want your money. They're just feeding off your misery.
Yes.
And then what they go do, you need a guardian or you need a mediator. And then they have one of their friends that they call, and then you're giving them money. It just compounds. It just gets worse and worse.
100%, man. Well, right on. Stay away from anger. Stay present and move on with your life.
Absolutely. I thank you for what you do, Mr. Peterson.
You're welcome. You stay with it. Stay with it. Stay with it, man.
All right, I will. Every
right.
day. Every day is the battle.
That's right. Absolutely. But stay with it, and the battle will be over. God said that lay down your weapon. God said, don't fight. Let me fight for you. And the world tell you to fight. And the people listen to the world.
One more comment. What's funny is when I called and said, hey, I'm done with this, they said, don't make a decision out of your emotions. And I'm like, I've never been more clear in my life.
Right on.
So it's so backwards. It's so backwards in how they think.
You're right, because all those other decisions were made out of emotions.
Exactly.
And that's why you went the wrong way. You listened to emotions.
Exactly.
Right on, man.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
All right, Austin. I wish you well.
Yep, you too. God bless.
Thank you, buddy. 888-7753-773. You've been taught wrong, folks. That's why you're still miserable. Even the church teaches you wrong. If you have not been helped by your church, you're still angry, you're still lonely, you're still miserable. Have you noticed that? And you read the Bible, and you lift up holy hand, and you go down to the front of the church, and it's Jesus, and you cry, and you get baptized, and then you cry. You're still miserable. Why don't you wonder or question why? Why? If you question why, you will find out why. Well, this is from the New York Times. Dozens of pro-Palestine demonstrators flooded into the main library on Columbia University campus on Wednesday afternoon. and occupied part of the building in an attempt to rekindle the protest movement that swept campuses last spring. Watch this from X.
Fox News alert, Arab Spring breakers are taking over Columbia again. Over 100 college jihadis stormed into the campus library and tore the place up. After the library insurrection, they called for a global terror uprising.
That's from Jesse Waters, Fox News. Those people are doing what they've been told, and nothing spiritual is happening. At night, they go home and they cry. They even get high to prevent from crying. Like the people read the Word, they read the Bible to try to prevent crying. And nothing spiritual happens. Those people only doing what they've been told. Really. They're chanting what they've been told to chant. That kind of free for fodder or whatever they're saying, that should not be happening in America. When the Americans start putting headrads around their heads and their face and talk about free Palestine? What do we care about Palestine? I don't even know what that is. They're just doing what they've been told. They're no different than a Christian that been told you got to accept Jesus. And you go down to the front of the church and you accept Jesus. You've done what you've been told. Nothing spiritual happens or happened. There's no different than that. The people who are standing around watching the Pope being chosen at the Pope front yard, they're only doing what they've been told. And then they go home and cry at night. Columbia University told the protesters no one can leave unless they show an ID. Watch this.
After holding the library hostage, the radicals demanded Columbia let their people go. But the university had different plans. No one can leave unless you show ID. The rioters weren't thrilled and tried to bum rush their way out.
Let's go. Amazing. I remember how before Trump took away the money from Columbia, they let those people just go into the library anywhere and just destroy it. And they let them go. Because they were getting money from the government. They didn't care. And they do not support America. And now that Trump is taking the money away, Columbia University is like, sorry, folks, you got to show who you are. You got to show ID. Because those people used to get away with it. And don't think that Columbia is your friend, right? They're just doing it because they want the money back. And then they cry at night. Those people like, let us go. Before they were able to go in and out and just be free Palestine. Why y'all over in America talking about free Palestine? Go over there and tell whoever holding y'all down to free you. Here's our friends of the protesters on the outside. They tried to bust them out. Watch this from X.
And on the outside, their buddies tried to bust them out. Watch.
No, you're hurting me!
Police are on the scene and they've already started making arrests.
Amazing. If it was for Donald Trump, that would not be happening. Amazing, huh? When will you be honest with yourself? And overcome the false self, the ego self, and finally start living. Not because of what you've been told, but because something spiritually is truly happening in your life. When will you be tired of pretending and then protecting a false life? When? When will you let the false life go and live the real life, the free life, the spiritual life? Fox 5 is reporting at least 75 people were arrested. According to Fox 5, according to the university officials, some of those involved were not students. See, some of them were not even students. And 2 Columbia public safety officers were injured. And at the end of the day, they all went home and cried. Because nothing spiritual happened. What a sad way to live, huh? The whole world is a stage, and everybody's playing a part. When will you take over your life, become an individual, and work on you? And forget about the world. You owe nothing to the world. You owe no one any explanation. When? Or will you continue to cry at night? Go through a whole lifetime and nothing spiritual happens. Let me just go to Bill, who's been waiting a long time out of Michigan. Hey, Bill, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Good morning, Jesse.
Hey, Bill.
All is well.
Don't mess with Bill. No, 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 no. Don't mess with Bill. Leave Billy alone. Don't mess.
Jesse, I have a good story. I used the N-word at the park the other day. And the N-word was nasty. These children came to the park that I was at with my daughter, Grace. And they were nasty. They were nasty children. So I said to my daughter, Grace, you must leave the playscape. Some nasty children have arrived. And what do you think the little nasty girl that overheard me say that do?
What?
She ran to her nasty mother and told her nasty mother that she overheard me call the children nasty. Now, I did not call the children nasty. I said to my daughter, nasty children were around. So as we were leaving the playscape, the nasty mother got out of her car and verbally attacked me.
Wow.
Yes. And I told my daughter, get in the car, sweetheart. And as I rolled my window down as we drove away, I said to the mother, the fruit does not fall far from the tree. And the mother's other friend, an adult woman, threw a glass bottle at me.
Whoa!
A huge glass bottle that went right through my driver's window, and I ducked and almost hit me. And I said to my daughter Grace, Grace, do you see how nasty children have nasty parents
and
have nasty friends?
Yep.
And it was beautiful because my daughter could see how Daddy did not overreact. Daddy did not get angry. And Daddy just walked away from the nastiness.
Right on.
And I told my daughter.
Amazing story, Bill.
Yeah, I told my daughter, I said, sweetheart, that is why I am here to protect you from all. And she totally saw the truth in why I am there to protect her.
That's right. How old is she?
It was 7.
Nice. What a lesson to be learning from the father at 7, huh?
Oh, it's always a beautiful, and Jesse, all this comes from me listening to you, me forgiving my parents, and me overcoming all.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Did they break the window?
No, if my window wasn't open, it would have. But thank God the window was. It would have hit me in the head if I didn't duck.
Wow.
She hit me in my arm, and it did bruise it. But it was all a beautiful experience.
Absolutely. That is an amazing. Don't mess with Bill. That is an amazing story, Bill.
And my daughter said, Grace, she said, Daddy, why'd you have to use the word nasty? I said, did you want me to say evil and wicked?
Because that's what it was. What the?
That's exactly what it was. So we cannot use the N-word.
Right. But, but we can use the nasty word.
No, not even that one.
So, Bill, were these black women?
Of course, Jesse.
Yeah. It sounds
and
black.
You know my daughter is mixed.
Right.
So it's beautiful that she can see the out-of-controlness in the community.
Yeah, absolutely. And especially having her father explain it and be an example of how to deal with it.
100%.
Bill, that is an amazing story, man.
Well, thank you, Jesse, and I thank you for everything you do and all your crew do for all of us in the world.
Right on. Thank you, Bill, and thank you for your support. I appreciate it.
Oh, you got it, brother.
All
Have
right,
a nice day.
Amazing story. Say hi to Grace Mercy for me.
Oh, you know it. She loves you.
Yeah, I
all
love
right,
her
bye-bye.
too. Right on. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye now. And I've said this over and over again, and I understand that because nothing spiritual really happens in your life, you don't really believe it when you hear really good advice. Men, listen up. All men. Every man, all men. Listen up. I heard probably one of the most, I'm using these words for communication purposes, consciously using these words, saddest stories I've ever heard in 35 years of doing what I do. I've said over and over and over to men, do not follow a woman. Don't follow your wife. Don't follow your girlfriend. Don't follow your woman. And this particular person heard me say that over the years. They've heard me say that. And they've said they never would do it. And they ended up doing it. They followed a woman to a different town. Where things was fine where they were. They never anticipated or thought about relocating. Things were just fine. And then he moved in with this woman. They started a quote-unquote relationship. And she seemed so nice and so one with him. And over a period of time, she started saying things to him and convinced him, but made him think it was his idea. He literally thought it was his idea. And he moved. He moved away. to where she wanted to go, not realizing that she had convinced him, but made him think it was his idea. He moved her, gave up all he had, moved to a new location. And once he did it, for a while things seemed fine, and then all hell broke loose. He realized he should have never done that. And he realized for the first time that it was never his idea, but she made him believe it was his idea in the way that she presented the story to him. Kind of gradually over and over and over until she finally convinced him. And he finally realized he had followed the woman. And as Christ said, God said, because you listen to the woman, you will suffer. And now he's suffering. And then he's crying. He could not believe that his girlfriend, they're not even married yet, but his girlfriend, who pretended to be all one with him, just in agreement, supportive, right on, I love you, you're the man. Just playing that role while at the same time convinced him and made him believe. And I don't blame her, but made him believe it was his idea. And when he moved, that's when reality hit him. Nothing spiritual happened. He was told. What a sad way to live. I want to go back to, so men, do what you want, but you better be trying to pay attention to what's happening inside of you.
All right, brother. Are you ready? He's drunk as a badger.
He's drunk as a bastard.
Go ahead. Let that Holy Ghost language come up out of you. Go ahead.
Oh, shana. Fire! If anybody asks what's the matter with me, tell them that I'm saved, sanctified, and running for my life. Drunk as a bastard. So speaking of being drunk as a bastard, Vanessa gave me on Sunday an amazing picture of a badger. And it says, I'm drunk as a bastard. Well, look at this. Isn't this amazing? Nice. Can you see it? Can they see it in the world?
As best as they can. I think you can make it out if you look close. It says, I'm drunk as a bastard.
Vanessa, this is amazing. Thank you. I appreciate it. Drunk as a bastard. And right below it says, Mr. Badger. Mr. Badger.
Oh, it's a badger. Yeah, I see it now.
Yeah. Vanessa, you're too smart. Thank you. I do appreciate it. Let me go to Marilyn, our first time call out of Florida. Marilyn, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Hey, Jesse. I love you so much.
Thank you, Marilyn. Amazing. I love you back.
I still think you advocate for the devil, but...
Amazing. And why do you think that?
Advocate.
And why do you think that?
Because I feel like we're all gods because of God.
You what?
I think we're all gods. We are all gods.
You think you're God?
Yes, I'm Mother God. Yep, definitely.
And why you think you Mother God? Hold on a minute.
I don't know.
Hold on, Marilyn. Marilyn was smoking pot. Sound like. Let me go back to the busy phone. Hey, Marilyn, you said that you a Mother God?
Yes, Jesse.
And what does that mean, you're a Mother's God?
Well, Jesus said anyone that does God's will is my sister, brother, and mother. So I think everybody is God. We're all one part of the body, and I don't see why we should, go to the other side, because there's one side. There's the good side, the power and authority side, or there's the weak, idol worshiping.
And when you say that you're a mother's God, who mama? Are you like God's mama?
No, I'm not God. I don't know. God didn't have a mama.
Are you Jesus' mother?
I'm Mother God. I am God. Everyone is Mother and Father God.
Are you
I have
Jesus?
A son,
Are
so
you Jesus' mother?
I'm a mother. I'm a mother, and I'm a God.
And so, are you the mother to Jesus?
Sure. Yeah. We've always been here. God knew us before He created the world. We've always been with Him, so why not?
How did you become the Jesus a mother? What happened to Mary?
Mary's still His mother.
And so you had two mothers?
No, Mary is married to Joseph, right? Mary is not married to God.
And so how are you Jesus' mother?
We're all Jesus. We're all Jesus' mother. We're all it's just words. Like, I feel like we take words and we idolize them and we give them more power than they're due, and we turn them into gods. Like, we turn words into more power than God.
When did you discover
them idols.
When did you discover that you were Jesus' mama?
I didn't say I was Jesus' mama. I said I was Mother God. Mary, oh my God. Jesse, you want to twist my stuff. I want to know why you don't think we're all God.
I want to know how you became Mama God.
I went through a dark night of the soul, and I had some things happen to me, and like, I had a bunch of voices enter me and tell me things that just was not cool, trying to keep me alive. Just a lot of downloads. This happened in 2017. Yes, I went to a crazy house. I was seeing and hearing stuff, but I'm better now.
And so when you were in the mental institution, did you discover then that you were Jesus' mama?
I'm not Jesus' mama. Jesus has a mama.
I mean,
I am.
Did you discover in the crazy house that you were Mama God?
No, I kind of found out that before I went to the crazy house, unfortunately.
Oh, so you realized before you went to the crazy house you were Mother God, and then they put you in the crazy house?
Close. It was close. You are so freaking awesome. Oh my gosh. No, I don't like Pearl. Pearl pisses me off. She is insufferable.
Who is Pearl?
She will pick one side. The girl that you want to bring on and give all this clout to.
Pearl.
Pearl. She's got demons. That girl got demons. And you know why? Because she is against one side. It's these against those, rather than everyone being important and worthy, and she wants to pick a side.
But Pearl's right on about women. Pearl's like 100% correct about women. Have you noticed that?
She controls and manipulates the situation.
What's the name of Pearl website?
Truth has no agenda.
Just
Truth
pearly
has no
things.
agenda.
You're talking about just pearly things, right?
No.
Pearl Davis.
If that catch
Pearl
that girl
Davis.
outside.
I'm sorry?
Nothing.
What'd you say?
I said, let me not catch her outside.
And so the mama of God gonna fight Pearl?
I will beat the brakes off that girl, hands and feet.
Where's the love, mama?
Listen.
I thought you were
She
God.
don't know. She don't know she's God until she figures it out. It's all for free for all.
Are you black?
No, I ain't black.
So why would you be fighting?
Because she needs hands and feet put on her. What you mean, Jesse?
What? Amazing.
It's garbage in, garbage out. She is toxic. I do not believe that anyone should be over or under anyone.
Do you love
Everyone
her?
is equal.
Do you love Pearl?
I love Pearl. I love Pearl so much. I think she should warrant her own husband rather than warranting other women and other women's husbands. She needs to stay in her own lane.
She doesn't want other women. She's telling you the truth about the nature of women.
But she's a woman. That means she's just evil as hell, talking about evil stuff.
Amazing. Marilyn, I got to run. Call me again, all right?
Thank you. I will, darling.
All right.
Thank
bye.
you.
Okay. Well, let me go quickly to Sky out of Texas. Sky, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Hey, Jesse.
Hey, Sky.
Can you hear me?
Loud and clear.
Oh, yeah. No, this is Sky from Arlington, Virginia, not Texas.
Oh, they said Texas here. Sorry.
No, you're fine. I was just calling to follow up with a conversation that you and I had maybe like last month. You kind of gave me an assignment, and I went through with it, and that was forgiving my mother.
Yes.
And, yeah, I just want to say thank you for that. I mean, I've been watching you for like 3 to 4. First of all, let me just say this. I've been watching you for like 3 to 4 months now at this point, and you're just amazing. You help me just in life in general, like free myself of my thoughts, my mind, all that kind of stuff.
Right on.
And, you know, usually people don't move me or uplift me, but it's just, I don't know, after watching you for a while and watching all your different shows, it's amazing what you do for people. And it's just almost like, it's like you're a gift from above or something. But anyway, yeah, I pretty much told her, you know, well, I told her, you know, that I forgave her for trying to recreate me in her image, which is what she tried to do.
Yeah.
But it's something that happened that to me last week that kind of led up to this, which is kind of a beta moment that I had. Yeah, I was at work. I work night shift, and I was at work. I was having like a rough day emotionally. I don't know why, and I was like sad and crying or whatever. And I think I had texted her, and I told her. I texted her because we haven't seen each other face to face for like 2 years. But I texted her, and she straight ignored me, which is common for her. I don't know. I don't know. It's just lately I've been feeling like, are you going to continue to act this way for the rest of my life? Because if that's the case, I have to remove you. I have to remove you from my future self. You're unqualified to participate in anything that I'm doing for my future self, you know, because with a lot of the physical abuse, verbal abuse, emotional abuse, keeping me away from my dad that I've dealt with many years with her. We fight even though we don't see each other, we argue all the time through text. And I mean argue, like she talks to me like somebody on the street. Like, you talk about how parents talk to their kids like parents. And it just, to me, it's just kind of old. And here I am trying to recreate myself at this age. And it took me quite a while to kind of let all of it go. I had already like forgiven her like within. It took me a while to let all that go, spend some time away from her, and kind of learn how to like talk to people, interact with people, love people, or whatever, function normally. And now it's like I can't have you mess that up. It's been what 30 years of my life that you trashed it, and now I gotta do better. So she laughed at me when I told her that. She kind of like was like LOL, and she was like, "What is wrong with you?" or something like that. But
well, you just keep her out of your life. Don't be angry at her. She can't help herself, and you move on with your life. You stay with the silent prayer. Don't believe in the thoughts, and you'll be fine. You don't need her. Stop communicating with her, period. All right?
Well, I could say that I could say this. If you was to talk to anybody in my family, like my father, my grandma, anybody, my friends, my best friends, they could say, like, you know, Sky always gets into arguments with her mother, and then they be right back talking. And I feel like sometimes that happens, and I don't want to feel like, you know, like a battered woman syndrome, like she has a hold on me. I want to officially stop talking to her.
Right.
Like, I really want to
And you
do that.
should. Stop arguing with the devil. Have nothing to do with her. Just don't be angry.
Right.
Don't be angry,
I'm not
but
angry.
block her. Don't communicate with her, and you work on you. You don't owe her anything. Stop arguing with the devil in your mind, and stop arguing with the devil inside of other people.
Right.
All right.
And so I guess now, like I said, I've been watching you for like 3 to 4 months, and I'm pretty much locked in. So I was actually trying to figure out, because I live in D.C. area, and I was ready to come to the fellowship and all of that, and ready to start the silent prayer, all that kind of stuff. I kind of already do something similar to the silent prayer already.
Yes.
But I mean, I'm just ready to just hop on board.
Right on.
With everything.
Right on. When you do that, and I'm telling you, Sky, you haven't seen, it's just going to be amazing for you. Do the silent prayer. Stay away from anger. Don't believe thoughts. And God will take over. The truth will take over and lead your whole life. But be done with your mother. Block her. Don't communicate at all with the devil, all right?
Yes. I'm listening to you. I'm going to go with that.
And let me know how it goes. You do the silent prayer. Let me know how it goes.
All right. I'll do that.
All right. Love you.
All right. Love you too. Bye.
All right, bye now. I have been saying for 35 years now that white Americans should not be afraid of the so-called N-word, right? And that is just a word made up in order to create affirmative action people, reparation people, and then now DEI, which are all the same thing. They don't want that word to go away because the people who create those words, they are doing it to use the blacks to get money and perceive power. It's about that. So they create DEI people for fake power and money. That's all it's about. It's not about anything else. That the word is not even real. It's a made-up word. And if you don't react to it, the word will fade away because they can't use the word against you if you're not afraid of the word. But white Americans have been afraid of the word. And there are some white people who are starting to speak up now and say, whatever, right? I'm going to use the word if I want to, they say. And that's taking the sting out of the word. And and as children of God, men and women of God, you are not supposed to be affected by anything, and especially words. Evil people use words to hurt you. And if you're an emotional person, you will be hurt by it. Fear or sadness or false happiness or something. You're not supposed to be affected by words. It's an abnormal way of living. It's not normal, and human beings should not be that way at all. But most people are affected by words because they're angry and they are separated from God. But there are white people who are starting to not care about what blacks or anyone think about that word. They're using it, saying what they want to say. And then there's still black people reacting to the word, the N-word. And they're doing it because that's all they know to do. And it get them attention, and it makes you feel sorry for them if you're pitiful. Blah, blah, blah. And they control the whites. That's why they're doing it. Here's Lily Gaddis after Piers Morgan asked if she wanted to be remembered as a racist leaving his debate show. She was on Piers Morgan, and he asked her, do you want to be remembered as a racist because you're using that word? Watch it from Piers Morgan, uncensored.
One more time. I mean, you've been so unashamedly proud of being a racist today, proud of using the N-word whenever you feel like it. You've had a bit of time to think about this. Is that how you want people to leave this panel debate, with thinking of you as a disgusting racist?
I don't really care what people think about me. As long as you care about what people think about you, you have no power and you lose your country. What I care about is freedom of speech. And if you're not allowed to say the most offensive things in this country, you do not have freedom of speech. I don't care what anybody says. So that's the main crux of this situation. We have lived for far too long in a country where you can have your life destroyed. And people say, oh, she doesn't need this money. Her life's destroyed, by the way. She'll never be able to get another job. She's got children to have to support. And I don't want to live in a country where you can say an inappropriate, rude thing, which, by the way, black people can say things to white people all the time and they never get canceled. There's no backlashing about this. I want to live in a country where people are allowed to say what they want unashamedly.
I rest my case. I rest my case. It's unfortunate, but yet nice and right that this woman is leading the way with that. Why the white man leading the way with that? Why the white man just say, you know what, I don't care what you think. I don't care what you say. You're going to think what you think about me anyway. Why do I care? Just think about it. Why do you care about what another evil human being think about you? Another person, period. But especially if they're evil. Think about that. Something is wrong with you. And something is wrong with the white people that they have allowed themselves to be controlled for over 70 years now with this fake word. Right on for her. And Piers Morgan tried to present it. It doesn't bother you that you're going to be remembered as a racist leaving this debate show? That's not even a normal question. White men, you should be leading the way, and Lily should be following you. If the men are not afraid, the women won't be afraid. And here's a clip of Piers Morgan daring Lily to say the word N-word. And I want you to watch how this guy, Mark Lamont Hill, is freaking out. This is all thrills. This freak out to the word is just thrills. And the thrills is supposed to affect you, the white people, so that you would not say that word. Lamont, no, he doesn't care at all about that word. He wouldn't care if a black person used it, would he? Would he? But watch how he's going to overreact when Lily is having this conversation with Piers Morgan. Watch this.
I want to live in a country where people are allowed to say what they want unashamedly, and you will
well, go
not
on then,
have
say it. Say
you
the
will
M-
not have
Go on,
free
go on. Say the M word. Go on.
No.
Hang on.
Don't invite. No. I don't want you to invite this woman to say a racially harmful term in front of me because I'm the only on here. So if she says it, I'm the victim of it. So please don't invite her for ratings to call me the N-word because that's basically what it's going to be. There's a bunch of white people up here. You and one Uncle Tom on the left here, and asking her to say the N-word while I'm here is ridiculous. You would not sit here with a Jewish person and say, please use a Jewish slur in front of this Jewish. It's ridiculous. I understand you don't have any bad intent, Piers. I understand what you're trying to do. But we already know she's racist. And I don't want to invite a racial harm to me.
I hear you.
Oh, beta. No, all drama with no meaning but the intent to control. Why would Lamont be affected by what Lily or anyone else on that panel say? All that was just emotional drama with the intent to control. That's all that was. White people, you've made a horrible mistake. I giving in to the blacks and being afraid to be yourself. Your children are suffering for it now. They're being beat up in these schools and workplaces, and they're being attacked on the streets. This generation right here, a suffering by the blacks because you didn't speak up 70 years ago. And you brought out the worst in the blacks by being afraid rather than showing love, not judging, not being angry, but speaking up. And now your children are suffering for it because the fathers, the men, did not give the finger to the blacks with that word. It's just a word. It was created. And then you notice that over the years, the black race hustlers have used that word, and the white liberals have used that word. Look how many laws they have passed. Not one law has not been good enough for them, and none of the laws work. But when it does, it controls you and they get their money and power. Fake power, but power. That's all they ever wanted. And they get it when you are afraid. This is a spiritual battle, and this is evil. Lamont carrying on like, he should be ashamed of himself, carrying on like that over a word. And it's all an act. It's all an act. Really. It's not real. Look at Jasmine Cricket. Jasmine is making a livelihood out of attacking white people in the media, and she's supposed to be like a government representative, right? She doesn't care at all because she knows white people are not going to do anything about it. They're going to vote for her again while she make money and perceived power. Money and perceived power. When will you work on yourself and overcome fear? Fear is an illusion and it's not your friend. It's amazing, too, how long white Americans have been living in the fear of that word. This is from WHAS 11. In Louisville, Kentucky, on February 6, 2006, a Louisville high school drama teacher was escorted out of a school Monday as Jefferson County public school officials investigated whether or not he lose his jobs. In December, Paul Dawson called a student the N-word after the student used the word with him. Watch this from WHAS 11. This is amazing.
Valley Traditional High School is in the middle of a racial controversy right now. A teacher used the N-word towards a student. The word is only 6 letters long, but the impact is far-reaching.
And what did he say specifically to you?
Sit down.
He was hanging around his teacher's classroom door in December. The teacher told him to sit down, and the teacher says that Keyshawn used the N-word first.
And I just kind of was stunned a second. Well, then get away from the door. And I repeated the same insult because that's sort of what I've been trained to do.
The school district says that is not what they trained English teacher Paul Dawson to do.
He tried to say I said it, and I didn't say it, and no one else in the class knows that I said it because I didn't.
Dawson says that students use the slang version of the N-word at Valley High School all the time. He says Nigger is a racial slur, but says that students use Nigga as often as they'd say dude or hey man. And Dawson says as much as he does not like the word, he still used the slang version to feel more comfortable with black students.
Amazing, huh? When I said Monday, that was Monday, February 6, 2006. That wasn't like last Monday. All right. Isn't that amazing? The teacher, Paul Dawson, said that he just wanted to understand why the word is used so frequently among black students. Watch this.
Why is this word used so frequently?
Because they don't care?
I just don't understand it. And I'm trying to understand it. I need help. Yes, I use I've used it. I admit it. I put the H on it to emphasize it's that, please. Can you lend a pencil?
The blacks use that word all the time because in real reality, it doesn't mean a thing. It does not affect them emotionally at all. They've just been told by their leadership to pretend it affects them emotionally so that the leadership can get money from it. They can sue white people and all that kind of stuff. Amazing, huh? So I guess back then they differentiated between with the A or with the ER, whatever. But in reality, people, it's fake word. It has no meaning. The blacks use it all the time. And this teacher was suspended for 10 days. And he said that he would never use the N-word again. Watch this.
What kind of example are you setting for your students if you use a word that you don't want them to use?
Upon reflection, that's not good.
Dawson was suspended for 10 days without pay from January 9th to January 23rd, and he has to go to diversity training. He says that he's learned from this experience and hopes that others think twice before using the N-word.
I will never say any form of, I'm cured of that.
Paul Dawson says that he is sorry for the way things were handled, but Keyshawn says that he is not looking for any apologies.
Apologizing is going to change the fact that it happened and he's not been punished.
Unforgiveness.
And punishment in your mind is?
Him not having his job anymore.
Revenge. That's what it's all about. They hate you white people because of your weakness. They hate you because of your weakness. You brought the worst out of the blacks by being afraid of that word. The teacher did get his job back, but he said, I'll never ever do it again. And many students describe the teacher Dawson as their favorite teacher. That's according to Wave 3. Their favorite teacher. Isn't that amazing?